What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Strange Collections. Today we're going to be looking at the Diamond Select Spider-Man PS4 Advanced Suit figure. I was super happy to pick this guy up. I love the Spider-Man PS4 video game. I've beaten it on regular, New Game Plus, done all the DLC, everything. So it was a no-brainer for me to pick up this figure. I love this advanced suit too. And in between the SH Figuarts and Marvel Legends and this figure, I thought this was definitely the best one out of the three. So I went ahead and got it. I picked it up from my local comic book store after having seen it at a mall kiosk and missing out on it. But here's a 360 of the figure. Really nice out of the packaging right away. I like this figure a lot. It's not perfect, but it's really good, and we're gonna get into everything. But first, like we always do, we're gonna take a look at the accessories, and we got a good assortment: some hands, spider drone, phone, and a web shield. Web shield. I've never seen a Spider-Man figure come with a web shield, but I'm really excited to look at it. It looks really cool anyway. We got the classic hands. You know, we always get the same hands with Spider-Man figures. We got the wall crawling hands. Really nice. All the paint on these hands is really good for a smaller figure like this. Probably some of the cleanest paint I've seen. But yeah, there's an up close look at them and in detail. And then we got the web whipping hands. I love this part of the costume, like the white additional parts on the gloves. And I'm glad they nailed it and they didn't fuck up the paint, because that's like the highlight of this figure. You can't mess up one of the best details. And also the white on the spider, but that's done really clean. This one has a couple little scuffs on the holding hand for the web shield and the phone, but not too bad. Classic hands, you know, not much to say, but you gotta show them off. And there's the web shield that you can hold in the gripping hand. Pretty innovative. Like I said, I've never seen a Spider-Man figure come with a web shield. So yeah, I mean, kudos. I wish it would have come with actual webs instead, but you know, you get what you get. And then the little spider drone, really nice. Like the metallic paint on there, and it fits like in his wall crawling hand. That's how I put it in, at least. And then his cell phone, which he can't even really hold to his head, but it's nice that he comes with it. And I'm pretty sure Spider-Man is Team iPhone anyway, but this figure stands at 7 inches or just under 7 inches, which is standard for the Diamond Select scale. Even in a plain stance, you could have him on the shelf and he looks really nice, but we're not gonna fucking do that. We're gonna display him. We're gonna have him set up real nice, posed up. So in order to do that, we're gonna look at the articulation. And I think compared to other Spider-Man figures, he's not the best, but compared to some other ones, he's not that bad either. I think this guy is just missing a few things, maybe like an ab crunch and maybe a little bit more leg articulation. And this figure might be even like a perfect 10. But that's not the case. Either way, we're gonna look at it. It's, like I said, it's still really good articulation. We got a swivel at the head. Oh, also one other thing that kind of disappointed me was the head articulation. Can't really go down that far. It's not that big of a deal, but you know, I think with the phone accessory, you can't even really have him looking at it because his head can't go down. So yeah, that's the only thing really besides those other two. But you do have the swivel, like I said. You have the mid-torso tilt, like with the Spider-Man Homecoming figure. And you have, I think I want to say ball joint. It seemed a little stiff, but I think it's ball jointed arms like regular. But you do have the nice swivel at the bicep. You have double jointed bend at the elbow, which is really nice to always have that additional joint. And then you have a swivel at the wrist, which is classic, you know. And the interchangeable hands are pretty easy to deal with. They don't get too stuck or have a lot of trouble putting them in. They're pretty easy to just slip in and out. And yeah, I think this figure arm-wise and upper torso-wise, it's alright. It's not that bad. Like I said, it's just missing maybe the ab crunch, and that's about it. But yeah, you could still pretty much get him into some good web swinging poses with those other hands. Or if you want to use additional webs from another figure, since this one doesn't come with any, you can still get some nice poses. Now onto the legs. I'm actually surprised with how well the legs are articulated. There's like a weird double joint on the knee. I mean, not on the knee, like in between right there. It's not a ball joint, but you have that really nice double joint at the knee. I like when you have that because you could bend him. And then you have a small pivot at the ankle and you can kind of move it, but that one's kind of tough too. The only thing I wish is that maybe the legs go further back. Like I said, I'm not complaining too much. I think it's really great articulation in between, like getting a good sculpt and then not having a bulky, awkward looking figure like you do with some Mafex figures. You know, it's a good balance. I really like it. And here's a pretty much close-up of the paint and detail along with the sculpt of the figure. I think this figure has a really great sculpt. I got this one because compared to the other two, the SH Figuarts and the Marvel Legends, this one definitely had the best sculpt. I think the body proportions are really accurate. It's not too slim, not too bulky. The paint on the costume, the red is really nice. It's a really rich, really dark red. The white looks really good as well. But I think the blue could have just been a little darker. I know there's some pictures of the suit where it's almost like a really deep blue or like a almost purplish, and this is like a light blue. It doesn't really have, I don't know, it just doesn't look too nice. I think the Marvel Legends blue is definitely a lot better than this one, but I could always do a custom paint job or something. I really like the black web lines, are done really nice. They're not too messy, and the shoes are also done really well. They kind of remind me of the Amazing Spider-Man kind of Asics that he has in there. And you could even see like the running shoes here. I really like the detail on the shoes of this guy. If you want to have him pose dynamically with his legs up in the air, show off the shoes, since they are pretty cool. That's one of my favorite features of the advanced suit. And this guy also does have the little tiny web shooters on his wrist. Really good detail. So there he is, posed up, kind of like in a web swinging if I did have a web for him. But yeah, this guy is really posable for what he is. And then we have him kind of like in a web assault, like in the game when you get the fucking perfect dodge. I love that. That's a really great animation. I'll put it up on the screen. Yeah, I really like this figure. I think there's a couple of things I could have done. It's not too bad though. Other than that, it's a really great figure all around. I want to give it a, what is it? It's coming to me. I'll give it a 8.5 out of 10. And here he is just compared with some other Spider-Man figures. We have a classic Marvel Legends Pizza Spider-Man, and then we have the Mafex Spider-Man Homecoming, which we looked at on this channel. I'll probably do a review of that Pizza Spider-Man, or I'll definitely do a comparison when I get the new Marvel Legends Retro Spider-Man. I can't wait to get that. I have it pre-ordered. Entertainment Earth's kind of lacking though. But I have nothing else to say on this Spider-Man figure. I'm really glad I picked it up. It's going to look great on the shelf with all the other Spider-Man I have. But thank you for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. Be sure to leave a like, comment, and yeah, I will see you later.